Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege for me to address this important and timely side event, organized to commemorate the International Day to Protect Education from Attack, and its second anniversary since the State of Qatar introduced its resolution and UNGA's unanimous adoption, recognizing the importance of ensuring quality education at all levels, as well as guaranteeing safe, enabling learning environments in emergencies and armed conflicts. Education itself is a basic human right that should be enjoyed by all people at all times. But I would like to point out that education in emergency situations is particularly looked at as a lifeline for those who are trapped in conflict zones or scattered at the distant displacement and refugee camps. The commemoration of this International Day is a chance to reflect on how education can change our lives to the better, how it can free us from cycles of destruction, and how attacks on education can threaten the well-being and survival of millions of our children worldwide. Distinguished participants, protecting education from attack is a matter of importance to the State of Qatar. Over the last 2 decades, we have acted as impartial mediators in different conflicts, and we have seen firsthand the blessings of education and the destruction wrought in its absence. Investing in quality education has thus always been one of our top priorities, both at the national level and international level. For instance, Qatar was and remains one of the main supporters and endorsers of the Safe Schools Declaration since its inception in 2015. In addition, Education Above All Foundation, one of the co-sponsors of this event, was founded with the goal to provide quality education to those affected by poverty, conflict, and disaster. Through its program Educate a Child, this foundation managed to implement projects with 82 global partners in 50 countries and achieve its goal of enrolling 10 million children into school. Ladies and gentlemen, the years under COVID-19 pandemic were exceptionally challenging for both educators and students, not to mention those in conflict zones. As we strive to shake off what we hope to be the vestiges of the pandemic, we must put education at the center of our efforts to recover, especially as we notice an increase in attacks against schools. According to the GCPEA report, Education Under Attack 2021, the years 2020 and 2021 witnessed more than 5,000 attacks on education facilities, students, and educators, and more than 9,000 students, teachers, and academics were harmed, injured, or killed in attacks on education during armed conflicts. These are very alarming figures and warrant both our immediate attention and the need to work more to protect education from attack. Distinguished participants, we are convinced that the ultimate protection of education from attack will only be achieved by putting an end to armed conflicts. But until this goal is realized, we must take tangible steps towards securing safety of students and educators. This could be done through awareness campaigns to fighters in conflict zones and to the general public. It is crucial to engage armed groups to educate on how violating the right to education constitutes a grave violation of international humanitarian law and may amount to a war crime and a crime against humanity. Documenting and investigating attacks on education and widely disseminating reports to facilitate accountability, and persuading more countries and parties to endorse and abide by the Safe Schools Declaration. The Transforming Education Summit, which will take place this September in New York, could be the right venue for all states and stakeholders to share views and opinions on how to bring education to the top of the political agenda in order to mobilize action and support to transform education in this changing world. I conclude by saying that the responsibility to respect, protect, and fulfill the right to education makes it imperative to adopt a multidimensional approach that places education at the peak of the priorities in terms of policymaking, funding allocation, and assistance provision. This goal cannot be realized unless schools, universities, and all education facilities are protected against attack, and their civic nature are recognized to ensure that they can always remain safe havens to promote peace, development, and stability. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for your attention, and I wish you all fruitful discussions.